Thank you, GNR. Great way to kick off the November edition of the charging. Given that we are now in the month of November, thought we would begin with a brief mindfulness activity. Encourage you this month to think about, spend some time. What do you think? What are you thankful for? And share that thankfulness with others. If it's for individuals in your life, make sure you let them know that you're thankful for them. It's a great activity and a great way to keep perspective in this important month. So as you know, on Wednesday, November 15th, we have our staff meeting, professional learning opportunity. And as always, we want to start with our learning targets. These are the things we're hoping to accomplish on Wednesday. Now you might be thinking, well, wait a minute, that looks familiar. Haven't we done this already? And while we've discussed backwards design and desired results already, based on the feedback that we got from the surveys, some of the work that we engaged in, the conversations, as well as the conversation that Leanne Young had with us, it doesn't seem like we're all on the same page with the concepts of desired results as part of the backward design framework. We have some common understanding, but maybe not a full understanding of these concepts. So that's why we've chosen that as a learning target again. So ahead of our meeting on Wednesday, let's dig in a little bit deeper on what the idea of a desired result as it relates to backward design is all about. Our hope with engaging this both in the charging and on Wednesday is to push your thinking. Again, many of us have expressed some prior knowledge of the concepts of backward design, but not fully there. And so we want to push your thinking a little bit in what this means and how we use it. So as we've discussed and read, there are some different variations of the definition of a desired results. Here's one that I think includes some of the big items, the big understandings that we're looking to further solidify as a group. So the definition here talks about desired results being about big ideas, core processes or skills based around essential questions that in the context of content, they can explore and apply these big ideas or core processes so that content becomes the vehicle by which desired results are achieved. So when we're working in desired results, when we're trying to identify them within our content areas, here are just some questions to consider. How do these questions help frame your understanding of a desired result, writing them, assessing by them, teaching through them? So take a few seconds, maybe pause the video and just read through some of these questions. Maybe go back to the previous slide and look at that definition one more time. And is this your conception of what you think about when you think of desired results? Another way to think of this, and Leanne Young talked about this a little bit, but when you think of desired results, what's that lasting knowledge, skills, understandings? This is a crude example, but when you see your student 10 years from now in a grocery store, what are the key things, the abilities, the mindsets, the knowledge, understanding, and skills that you've taught that student? What do you want them to make sure they know and or can do 10 years from now? So the festival foods example, those are the types of things that we're trying to identify when we're talking about desired results. So with that brief attempt to further expand or re-examine the idea of a desired result, we want to get more into this when we come together on Wednesday. So prior to the meeting, to try to optimize our time together, we're going to ask you to do a couple of things. One, watch the charging, which you're doing now, so way to go. Two, identify an example from your own teaching, your classroom, your subject area of a desired result. So if you have these or ones that you consider to be a desired result, we want you to bring at least one of those examples with you. So if you want to write it down, have it in a Google Doc, bring that with you. We're going to be meeting again in mixed groups, cross-curricular groups to kind of have an opportunity to share out those examples, as well as discuss it with each other to push our understanding, to challenge each other's thinking around desired results. Maybe based on the definition within this presentation, the questions that are in here, as a way to be a discussion starter about some of these things. And then in addition, the last thing we'd like you to do is go into the Google Classroom, and in there's going to be a desired results criteria rubric document placed in there right next to the charging from this month. And what we'd like you to do is, with the example or examples that you are going to bring with you to your group, we'd like you to take a look at that rubric and score the example you've identified based on some of these criteria that were within the rubric. It's, again, a way to push individual thinking, and then when we come together as a group, another means or another resource we can use to discuss the idea of desired results. Put in a different way, visually, going back to the cartoon I had at the beginning, we're kind of looking to do within our cross-curricular groups on Wednesdays, have a conversation around that with the hopes that we can achieve the learning target, that when we're done, we're all on the same page with the same conception of desired results. So again, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please post anything to our Professional Learning Google Classroom, and we will see you on Wednesday.